Welcome back, guys. It's come to my attention that the Return of the King section is not actually included in the mod yet. And this is also a really short cutscene. Also, version 9.0 was released. But it's a standalone version, so you don't even need to get the base game anymore, because I think it's officially considered abandonware. Anyways, what we got here? I did not know this going into this. It just happened to be. I just thought to myself, oh, this would be cool to do on a backlog next. So this is actually the last level of the mod currently in 8.3.1, which I will probably change the YouTube video titles to reflect. Keep all Ents alive. That is way easier said than done. Ents do not control well. But yeah, anyone wanted to play the mod though, like, that sounds pretty exciting to me, you know? Holy, oh my god, Lumberjacks do so much damage to Ents. Whoa, wait, Lumberjacks are actually crazy against Ents. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes a lot of sense. They're like pikemen. These Ents are, okay, so now we have another problem with the controls in this game. Big units, it's hard to select small units next to big units. Like, very hard to do that. Because the big unit has, like, such a big hitbox. Like, look at this. Far off from him I am, then he's just... Ay. Alright, anyways, these are not regular Ents, because the regular Ents have the siege ability. They throw the rock. Apparently, okay, is this actually a thing? Do Lumberjacks act as pikemen for Ents in the skirmish mode, or is that like specific to this? Like, I actually don't know. God, these guys are not controlling well. Ay. Oh, heavy bro. Oh, that's a cute little animation right there. Yeah, if you guys were excited for the Return of the King section of the campaign, it's not actually included in the mod yet. Which I did not know when I started this, and since 9.0 just got released now, and it's been a while since 8.31, which I'm playing now, for 9.0, like, literally got released within the last month, essentially. It might be another couple of years before Return of the King and 10.0 gets released. Starting to realize. So this is not the normalizing guard map. I never turned my graphics back up, did I? I can't change that in game, can I? No. Rip. Like, he really just didn't. You know what? Pippin and Mary are the real MVPs. Throwing their rocks. Yeah, these guys can beat, right? So I made it, this doesn't do anything for me, so I may look at this power. Which leads to another issue. If 10.0 does get released, I'm probably gonna have to play this entire campaign from the start again to finish the, to play Return of the King, because this save will probably not be compatible at all. So, yeah, these guys are, yes, they're all trying to path through this door right here. In case you're wondering why they're being a little annoying. Where's Treebeard? Treebeard, get these guys. Oh, you brother. Give up now. So, yeah. Okay. That sounds like it's fun. Spooky fire archers here. They didn't even die. They didn't even die. Oh my god. But why? What are these? Where are these Ents going? What are they trying to target? What is happening?
Here I am, Saruman, with some Ents for company. Oh, this is very nice. The Dark Lord's
Yeah, okay, Ents might control worse than a lot of units in this game. Holy. Trolls are not this bad to control, I'm gonna tell you that right now. These guys don't do that much damage. Treebeard and the like, but I could probably just... There. I think only one Ent can grab rock at a time. That's annoying. Yeah. So, TLDR, this is the last level of the whole campaign. Currently in this mod version. So... That's a little lame. Blue balling the heck out of everybody without realizing it, I'm sorry. These guys are not... So, what are they trying to target? What, like, you know, if I just don't command at all, what do they do? What are they trying to do? They like really want to kill these buildings and archers, I guess, too. But what that means is now I can go to another backlogging game and check this one off. So that's pretty cool. Gandalf. Gandalf, what the heck are you doing here? I should turn my graphics back up before I played this mission. Kinda ugly. I'm actually a little miffed that this Hidden Valley did kill these guys. They must be fully upgraded, like tier 2 archers or something.
The trees of Fangorn have awakened. Those trees are an ancient madness. They require... May the Valar protect you! Destroy all.
You gotta get a little 10 Gandalf.
Branches crush.
What's up with that, eh?
Bury all that remains of your vanity.
I'm thinking. You know, horsemen are good, don't get me wrong. They're just not the best when it comes to control. Can you move, bro? You wanna move to and kill this guy over there? Yeah. I might want to split these into 2 groups instead. This guy's clearing out the wall. These guys are clearing out all this. Gandalf's chilling, having a good time, messing people up. So I don't think... Okay, so Ents are weird because you can actually heal them with like things that heal units. Right here. But they're not affected by like any buffs. I don't think. Because they're not... Well, I guess it'd be hard to tell. They're too big. You can't even see the visual below them. Can I kill this building? No. Oh, and we got a little Saruman model. He's just chilling up here. Hey, how's it going, man? Oh god, this is rough. Look at this. This guy's getting stuck on everything. This guy's also getting stuck on everything. Ay. Unit control in this game is not it. That is for sure. I'd like to do the bonus objective where I keep everything alive, but it's kind of hard to tell what's actually in danger or not. Gandalf just blasted right now. But these are strong archers if they're like surviving half these things. So yeah, I guess it's kind of like a not so ceremonial ending to the the series, I suppose. Where has an Ent? Okay, where? Where did an Ent die? Where did an Ent even die? I literally don't even, it doesn't really matter. To be fair, but like actually though, where did an Ent die? The one on the wall over here? Could have been. There's no Ent dead body anywhere. I disappeared by now. Yeah, where did an Ent die? What? Dang, maybe I should have gotten this power way early. It's a really short CD. That could have helped a lot on some of these no-build missions. Whoops. I can't. Did they even hit this? What even happened to Gandalf? We should have catapult at him. Oh, I think it's Saruman. I think he probably shot like a fireball, meteor type deal at one of the ends, and he just died straight up. That makes sense. There.
Looks like Saruman wasn't as powerful.
Well, this is gonna be a really short end.
Now wizards should know better.
Hearken to me. Such anger. We must stay together.
Yeah, it appears these ends can't really stack their grab building chunk on this wall ability. They're kind of getting like stuck on each other here. Oh, I missed the buildings at the start. Classic me.
Ready your weapon.
I don't know if these. There's no way I have to kill all of these because they're not. They seem like invulnerable.
Enemy has grown stronger.
Look, it's level 3. Wow.
And ready. Do not show them fear.
I kind of wish they just gave me regular ends where they can throw rocks normally instead of having to grab stuff.
Saruman, Gandalf comes to Isengard. No longer seeking your counsel.
I might surprise you.
Oh. How come this counts as a build? It's just a ward pit, guys. Come on. Ward sentry. Why does that count?
You are overmatched.
Let's do AoE damage to buildings too if it. Oh, well. I'm not gonna find out.
Make haste.
I can't see. I can't click on the building underneath all my units, right?
Enemy has grown stronger. There is always.
Also, I just did like a quick 5-minute foray into this before this. If Gandalf gets on top of a wall and you break the stairs with the ends on a wall, he gets stuck up there permanently. Just FYI. So don't do that. Any more ends down here?
Ready your weapon. Follow me. I shall cast you creatures down.
Oh, huge, big value.
And ready.
Yeah, ends are pretty tanky against just normal.
Hearken to me. We must stay
I guess the equivalent of small arms fire in the Lord of the Rings universe.
Ready of this. Fight on. We must counter this evil. Fight on.
It's because they can also trample like cavalry can, the ends, but they just like don't naturally.
We must be ready.
It's a little. Gandalf is just. There must be like 500 like arrows inside Gandalf right now. Actually, I love this. This ability's great. If you make a custom wizard, you can actually get an ability that does like the same exact thing, essentially. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think this is the end of the current campaign. So, fuck. Get him, Gandalf. 1v1 that orc. He didn't have a chance. What? Bro, how? What the heck are you doing over here, guy? How did you even get inside of here? What? There's an ent in the mountain, guys. Ent in the mountain. I repeat, we have an ent in the mountain. Can't place this anywhere. Sad. It's just like generals for real, guys. We're breaking a dam again. So dumb. These guys aren't upgraded armor-wise. Yeah, does Gandalf die here? Did I lose? It's a lot of ents.
Wake the dead! Release the river!
Also, you guys don't understand. If you're really young and you were not in theaters when this released, and this is like nearing the basically the finale of Twin Towers, like, whoo! This was a big moment right here. This was a huge moment. I think Saruman's actor, he died recently, right? Unfortunate. Oh, we made our own little lake. There's the mouth in the way.
Sauron's wrath will be terrible, his retribution swift. The battle for Helm's Deep is over. The battle for Middle-earth is about to begin. All our hopes now lie with two little hobbits, somewhere in the wilderness.
Come on, hobbits! Long ways to go yet. Smoother will show you the way. Follow me.
Okay, this is a really dangerous forest. There's so many little, like, branches sticking out. You could absolutely get cut. Just not pay attention for like a second walking through here. Alright, when this gets released, that's the backlogging thumbnail, guys, just so you know. When 10.0 gets released and I come back 2 years from now. Alright, that's the mod as it is, 8.3.1. Final thoughts. I gotta say, it's funny that, like, the two nostalgia goggle games that I've essentially realized weren't that great, you know, like, really weren't that great, ended up both being Lord of the Rings games, because I was gonna play Return of the King on the GameCube version, and I tried it, and oh my god, that game has not aged well. Not at all. Not one bit. Like, it was kind of painful to play, to be honest. It was just a whole mess. Like I said, this game right here, like, look, I grew up in real-time strategy games, don't get me wrong. But, like, this RTS has not aged that well. You know, Generals is fine because all the units are single, so even though they get stuck on each other all the time, you can kind of control group and move them around. You can micro around the annoyances in general, the way it is. But because this game is very squad-based, it's just every single unit has like 10 different ways it can get stuck on other units. In a squad, like minimum, because some squads have like 20 units in them, like the goblins. Maybe the Rohan peasants, I think. But yeah, this is not aged well. But if they made this in a modern RTS engine, that would be pretty freaking hype. Okay. A rip David Lindsay. That's cute. Where is that? Is that like a park? Or like a Lord of the Rings themed like park in New Zealand where they did all the filming? Huh. I don't want to go there now. But yeah, I gotta say this game, really, okay, I think skirmish mode is fine in this game. You can absolutely micro and do other things in skirmish mode a lot. Look at that kill death ratio. Oh my god. But like you can micro around the flaws in skirmish mode pretty easily, and it's a lot more macro oriented, so it's not so bad. But like some of these campaign missions where we have very limited squads and narrow corridors, and they're constantly getting stuck on each other, and if your hero gets stuck because of your own squads blocking them in, and they get killed instantly from like an upgraded pikeman squad, it's rough. It's because there's no checkpoints. You understand? There's no checkpoints. And let me look at some game files real quick of my recordings. So some of these levels, like, okay, the majority of these levels are at least 30 minutes long. Like, I don't know, 90% of them are longer than 30 minutes. Even like the base game ones are pretty long. So if you lose a hero at any point in that 30 minutes, you have to restart that entire thing if you didn't make a safety save, which takes like 30 seconds on average because the levels are long and this game does not save fast, let me tell you. Like, Generals was a little faster, I'll tell you that. But, I don't know, Okay, props to the mod team. Okay, I will say this, okay. That's the bad out of the way, let's get out of the good. The mod team, phenomenal work, excellent work. It's actually, like, really cool. All the new factions are actually, like, really, really cool. I love every single faction in this game. Except, yeah, okay, maybe not Dolguldur, because they're annoying with their thing, or their units constantly dying. Obviously, I prefer the good factions because you can actually heal your units on most of them, instead of just, like, hoping that your units are stronger than enemy. You know, even though, like, the evil factions, they have, like, really good eco with the, They have really good eco with their lumberjacks on any map with forests, and the fun fact is, anytime a good character uses their little, like, the zone that gives them, like, plus 50% armor defense, like, a lot of those put trees down, which you can then use the, either the power that some evil factions have, where they cut down trees for funds, or you can use lumberjacks to cut them down. And on top of that, lumber mills do reduce building costs. So like evil has some really good eco. Like the evil factions have some really good eco. I will say that. I usually play with it around because they have separate eco options besides that. And I gotta say, I think every faction is like really cool. They're all very distinct. So like okay, so base game we have like what 7 factions, right? Well, like I guess 6 and then 7 with the expansion of Angmar. Like, this game, they just actually expanded on all those base game factions. There's 4 more factions, by the way, now, okay? And, like, I mean, I actually, I don't mind Rivendell, I just think their units are kind of weak. It's kind of sad playing Rivendell when your hobbits just get slaughtered by everything else. With them around, very glass cannon, I like them, but they die very quick. I think they're getting nerfed. they're probably getting nerfed in the next update, I'm pretty sure. Haradway, very cool idea. Like, that's, like, all custom faction. So like props to the game, the mod devs for that. I think there was some voice acting going on, some like original voice acting for Elrohir and Eladin, and I gotta say, those voice actors, 98% of the time they nailed it. I think it was Halbarad when he's like cheering on all his guys, like, oh, for glory, for the free peoples, all that at the end. Like, it was kind of flat. It could have been a lot more. Could have shouted it out more and been better. But in terms of how it sounded within the game files itself and during gameplay, like it was still good. It was still good. So if any of this was like original voice acting and not like AI or something, and even the AI is pretty decent too if it got to that point. Like, props to them for that. I really like the idea of them putting the base campaigns in War of the Ring. I'm curious if they're going to add the Angmar. The Witch King Angmar campaign in here at some point in the future. They might not. I don't really know for sure. I guess we'll see. And also, I gotta say, okay, War of the Ring here. This is like, here, let's just go into a level real quick. Just grab 2 things. Okay, I gotta say, the War of the Ring changes. Here, let's get this timer. It should be paused. So like the fact that there's like major regions with powers, right? And you get all this stuff. And you get sub-regions on top of that for even more cool stuff. And, like there's a lot of new there's a lot of new areas. Like, I love how there's like a whole bunch of new areas here. You know, War of the Ring is so cool now with this mod. Like, it really is. I feel like this mod probably started as like a War of the Ring like mod in general, but this whole Hrodwave region down here doesn't exist in the base game, and I love this. Like, it's so cool that there's like a whole section. There is, if you zoom in, okay, this is like really bad. I could have sworn there was a way to move the camera, like zoom up down, but so as you can see, there's these little green lines here, or blue lines here. So these are ports. So these ports, as long as they go through one like zone here, like, so this port right here, it can go to here, it can go to here. These ports can go in here, or maybe not here, but it can go here and or here, because these are all within one blue line here. This port can go to either of these two. Like, it adds changes, and then this port can go all the way back here to Greyhaven. So it's really cool to have like a secondary like objective kind of deal where you like, so. And this port too, it's so cool to have like a flanking area to get to like Greyhavens, to be able to attack down to here, which is a fortress, by the way. So this is like a very important one to hold. This blocks all the traffic coming from both directions. So like whoever owns this has like a massive advantage attacking everywhere. This port doesn't get used that much. I did play a few. I played a few War of the Rings in this mod too. This port's kind of useless, to be fair, unless you have an evil faction that starts up here like Angmar. But there's a lot of cool, like, there's this whole top section here for Angmar. You have like you have separate passes through the mountains. Rivendell's not just like touching over this mountain. There's like a pass down here. There's a pass. So these are really cool. It's really cool to have like a west versus east type of like fight going on in the north section. And then of course you have down here. So you can't actually traverse anything around this section right here. There's like one pass through here from Rohan. So you have Helm's Deep here. There's like a single pass here from Rohan, then otherwise you have to go all the way around here. And it's really cool because they all have lore. You can see all the lore, and they added lore to all these new levels, like all these extra eastern locations back here, that these were not in War of the Ring either, mind you, in the base game, or Rise of the Witch King. So it's really cool having all these new maps and everything, and all these new paths. There's a whole bunch of new fortresses. Like, you got Minas Morgul over here, which completely blocks the west side. So if you're playing Mordor and you like, this is kind of like Australia. Like, let's be real, Mordor also Mordor in this game is Risk's version, or is Risk Australia. You know, you just have two openings, that's it. And one of them is a fortress opening that can only be attacked from one location, which has a command point limit of 1,000. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're heroes, because all your heroes have like 1,000. So you can attack with 3,000 army, but you have to wait for reinforcements if you guys haven't played War of the Ring before. It's pretty cool because they have Minas Tirith here. Minas Tirith used to be its own little like tiny section here. Now it's like this huge open one coming out here that can be attacked from like 5 locations at once, which makes sense. It's literally sticking out of a mountain. It's literally this should be the most exposed fortress in the entire game. Full stop. Like, and it's a pretty decent fortress too, to be honest. Also, this river, this actually you can't actually go over this river border wise. Just so you know, this border actually stops it. So Minas Tirith also blocks people coming from Osgiliath going west down here. And so you have Pelargir here, Pelargir and Minas Tirith. So these two fortresses are very important. Very important. Dol Amroth, very important. These are probably the 3 most important sections in the entire like map here. It's kind of crazy how much like control you can have over the entire center area. Because Isengard doesn't stick out anymore like it used to. It's just like it can only attack from 2 locations. And you have Helm's Deep here, and the Fords of Isen, and the Gap of Rohan. So this is pretty base game here. So these 3 are very important. Like, actually, I guess not really Isengard, but these 2 are like so much more important now. These 2 fortresses as well. So it's pretty cool to have a fortress here, because it's really easy to split the map west-east and like have like a balanced game, quote unquote, and have to like, trying to like break through. I think it's really cool how they like made the map so much wider, so much bigger, so much more variety. Because fighting fortresses is cool. They also changed War of the Ring, so you can't build your entire faction anymore in War of the Ring maps. In case you were wondering, you can only make basic units. So you can't bring the advanced units in that you make from your armory, dormitory, your elite barracks, whatever you want to call it. you have to make those to bring them in, because when you actually get into a fight itself in War of the Ring now, you only get basic units. All right, and I think that's a really cool change because you and they also got rid of the cheese where you could build up a huge army like because of that. So you used to be able to, as long as you could afford it, you used to be able to build inside of a real-time battle in War of the Ring mode, and then essentially get yourself a 1,000 capture or command point army. From that, they took that out of this game, which is a very welcome change for this game mode, because that was kind of BS. How you could just randomly get like 1,000 from the get-go and just like steamroll everything. It was way too snowbally, way too snowbally. Very cool. My captains for the mod, very cool. A lot of new abilities to choose with them. A lot of new like hero types, quote unquote, to choose from. So obviously you have these two, but it's cool that you have a Ranger of the North now too. Still the wizards. Still have these. You got the Horizon, the East. I think there was just the Easterling, right? And there was both under Mordor, right? Something like that. Okay, and the biggest change I will say for the custom heroes, in this mod that I greatly is that heroes are a lot better in this mod. Like they are, and they don't cost command points yet. I think they're working around that in a future update. But for the time being, heroes don't count as command points in the mod which is very nice. Which is very nice because when you got in the base game, you have to choose between your custom heroes and like an army of heroes, and you only have like half of a macroed army up, so it's kind of hard to push through. It's a whole mess. It really is. So I like that heroes are an investment that helps you scale into late game versus like being an alternative to just having a fully upgraded tier 2 army that's gonna run through. And I also like that a lot of heroes, including custom heroes, they now have AoE splash damage. Okay, that's a really big one. That is a really big change. Like, there's only like a couple of heroes that actually had splash damage in the base game or the expansion, like, and they're like ring heroes like Galadriel and Sauron. You don't have Galadriel anymore as a ring hero. For the good factions, you get Bilbo, because it was a lore decision by the mod makers, and I appreciate it because Galadriel is kind of meh. Anyways, now she's just like a regular hero, and like, is it Lothlorien or is it Rivendell or Lothlorien? I think it's Lothlorien that she's an actual hero in now. But I think the hero changes are really good. They're definitely a step in the right direction over the base game. So in terms of skirmishing and multiplayer, I think this mod is excellent. They rebalance a lot of things. Cavalry aren't one-shotting buildings. Pikemen don't just kind of suck, and archers don't literally kill everything anymore like they used to, because Mirkwood archers that were upgraded could kill buildings, they could kill units, they could kill heroes, they could kill other archers, they could kill cavalry if they shot first before the cavalry got to them. Like, archers were crazy in the base game, absolutely crazy. Erebor, still tanky as heck in the base game, and they kind of retain that tankiness in this mod, but they're a bit slower. They're a bit slower to compensate. Gondor, jack of all trades civ. I love Gondor as a faction. If I actually want to win, I'd probably play Gondor because they just have an answer to everything. It's not the best answer, but you do have an answer to everything, and there's a lot of cool powers. Level 25 power, you can get LOTR, which is like just Aragorn post crowning. He's really strong. I think I just looked at the notes. He's getting nerfed in the next patch if he hasn't already been for 9.0. So he's not like, because he's a permanent level 25 power hero. Like a lot of other 25 power heroes or even ring heroes, they aren't permanent super well, or so Bilbo summons extra heroes when he's the ring. He's also like way cheaper when you do find the ring, whereas Sauron, I don't know, I actually don't know if Sauron's the same as the ring hero for every evil faction. I actually haven't found the ring enough. I should probably test that out. But Bilbo's cool because for like good factions, like obviously it makes sense because Galadriel lore-wise, you'd be like, oh, I would be an evil queen if I had the ring, and then you would have a dark queen instead of a dark lord or whatever. So I like that change, and he basically, he's like, Bilbo's just like a buffer for all the other heroes. He just buffs everybody. So it is very strong. If you have a fully maxed army with full heroes and Bilbo as your ring hero, like, you're probably not going to lose. Like, you could probably just steamroll through everything. Getting to that point, obviously, big investment, big cost, but, you know. you'll win basically, because everyone will be just immortal essentially on your faction. But anyways, gonna wrap this up because I've been talking way too long. I gotta say, biggest flaws is obviously just the game engine. It's not the mod maker's fault that the game engine is scuffed as heck. Okay, it's really not. And I will say, I was really starting. You probably noticed it in the last video. I was ranting a lot more about how bad the controls were on the wall at Helm's Deep, because oh my god. And then the game just never loaded in. The units just kept they kept trying to go through the front door to go around. The melee units were just not holding position. They threw the ladders up. All the archers are running around like idiots. Like it was like the game engine was not made for what this campaign was built for. So I respect the heck out of the mod makers for committing, essentially. And trying their absolute best. Especially, okay, so 2.02 patch, they had the Delayfix was a mod that makes everything just feel better in multiplayer and everything like that. But mad respect to the mod makers. They've been working on this for like basically over a decade, I think now. It's kind of crazy how much work has been put in this mod. And it's great, it's fun, don't get me wrong. It just sucks that the game engine is not really built for it, you know, like... And that's unfortunate. It really is. Like, Final Thoughts, fun but flawed, and it's so like I don't know if I'd play it again. Is the thing. Like Super Mario Sunshine, heck yeah, I'm playing that again. Command and Conquer Generals, heck yeah, I'm playing that again. Right? Like this game, I don't know. I don't want to play this one again. It was at least not on the hardest difficulty because it is so BS that like you can look away for 1 second and your hero will just die. And it's even more BS that you could pay attention the whole time and your hero could still die because they get stuck on their own units blocking them. And then and when you try to run them away, it makes it worse because now they're not fighting back, so then they get hit by another 3 pikemen melee attacks that they otherwise would have killed instead in a straight-up fight. Right, but I had fun. I hope you guys had fun watching. I actually don't know what I'm doing next. I guess you'll find out. Maybe I'll take a break. I could take a break too. I have been doing like daily uploads for like 5 months straight now, so could take a break. But thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next one, whatever game that may be. Thanks for watching. Peace.